Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.
And it is nice to have you with us. Welcome here to Sportsline Trivia for this week as we approach, the weekend that we change times. We turn the clocks ahead. Spring ahead, fall back, right, Mike?
That is correct.
Okay. Anyway, folks, our number 724-236-0430. And give us a call tonight. We'll chat sports, give you an opportunity to win some prizes. We have a couple of folk in our
We do. We have
listening audience or viewing audience.
studio audience.
Studio audience. That's
We have
very good.
callers.
The peanut gallery.
We have peanut gallery. They're waving. Waving seems to be the key nowadays. I don't know, but that's the deal. And for the first time ever, the number one team in college basketball,
Are you ready for this, guys?
for the first time ever, in both polls, is Gonzaga. Gonzaga's number one.
Were you surprised,
They're
guys?
29-2. But I think somebody said it a couple weeks ago. All of the teams in the top 25 will lose between now and the time the season's over. All 25 of them will.
And Pitt's number 23.
Pitt is 22 in the coaches poll and 20 in the AP people.
Oh, I thought they were 23.
Oh, they moved up after
Well,
yesterday's.
okay.
Yesterday's.
over
I'd like to
Villanova.
I'd like to say sparkling win, but
It wasn't pretty, but it was a win.
it was done. They got it done exactly.
And it took them some overtime. Let's take a look at rules and regulations on winning. By the way, we do have a couple of callers plus a studio audience, but there's always room for one more. You can win a prize, but every other week. All right, every other week. The Grand Salami or the Mystery Profile can be won but once in a calendar month. You can try the Mystery Profile once in a calendar month. Multiple choice questions will get 15 seconds of time to answer. Grand Salami at 20, clue by clue with the other. First time callers, 2 or more prizes with a correct answer. If you've not called in a year, you're considered a new caller. And you can get the answers to our trivia on my website, doubledribblebob.com. And of course, my radio show still on WAVL Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. And we have picked up another station in New Kensington, 7:30 Saturday morning, WGBN at 11:50 on the dial. That's where I used to be way back when.
Back in with the voice of the valley, WKPA New Kensington.
Right. The listening affair.
Did you like Did you like the spiffy new graphics there, by the way?
Love it. Billy Joe, nice job. Nice job.
Those are nice, yeah. We like that.
Well, let's take a break, and then we'll come back. I guess we're going to have Tony come out of the on-deck circle and jump into the batter's box and take the first swing. We'll be right back. Stay aboard. This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go, Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. And our Sportsline Mystery Profile is sponsored weekly by Matteo's Pizza and Subs in Brackenridge Heights. Great menu, quality ingredients, hand-tossed pizzas, gyro sandwiches, subs and hoagies, calzones and strombolis. You can actually go in, sit down, and enjoy a meal, or take it with you. Wingdings also on the menu. Matteo's Pizza and Subs has it all, including their signature sandwich, the Iron Man Hoagie. Give them a call, 724-904-7312. So, Michael, you want to go straight to the phones?
We might as well. Yeah. We're banked out there, and we have people in here, so we might as well let the people have their say.
Let the fur fly.
There must be things to talk about.
Let the fur fly. Here's Tony leading off.
See, the Penguins ain't going anywhere. The Pirates' season's just about done, and I don't know about the Steelers. Let's go to trivia.
I like your optimism, Tony.
Tony, that's great. I feel so.
Hey, Bob, KDKA, that's right after they invented the wheel you were on there, right?
Yeah, 1920. Yeah.
Yeah, WKPA, I meant. Yeah.
WKPA was cool kilocycles, because they played the jazz. They were a listening affair, and I don't think Talk of the Town was ever involved. But
I don't remember.
Yeah, you were.
I was young. I used to listen to Bob to get the school closings because, seriously, because when you went to listen to KDKA, they had all of the school closings. Right. Well, Bob read the local one, so we knew right away if we were off that day or not. So that was always very important, and I would oftentimes win pirate tickets off of Bob too. So that was always cool.
Okay. Does the number 95 mean anything to you?
Yeah, one of the
Greg Lloyd.
All-time greats.
95.
95.
The year, or the jersey number?
Well, no, not a football player.
The car number?
No.
I don't.
How about how many games the idiot said they're going to win this
year? Oh, yes. Clement Hurdle has decided that the Pirates are going to win 95 games this year. And guess what? I agree with him. I think that in May or June of 2014, we'll have gotten to 95.
Oh, by 2014.
Right, by May or June of 2014.
You mean this year, next year?
He's being facetious.
We'll get about 70 and then about 25 more the next season, and we'll be there.
Well, he said there were 16 games last year. Let's see. They didn't bunt. They didn't hit. They didn't throw. They couldn't throw anybody out.
Uh-huh.
They had all kind of errors, mental errors, physical, everything. Couldn't pitch.
We do this.
So he was going to work on them 16 games.
I always love this because we do it with the Steelers all the time. And you say, you know what? If we just won that Tennessee game that we should have won, and we just won that Oakland game we should have won, and you find three, and you say, look at that right there, we'd be 11-5. But you never talk about the ones that you won that you should have lost.
Yeah, and if my aunt had a beard, she might be my uncle too.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Aunt Mary had a mustache, she'd be your Uncle Fred. But,
so, with all that, with all that great, knowledge and all the work he went through to break that 16 games down, and figured if he gets maybe 6 more wins or whatever. Well, there's one thing he forgot. How many games did we lose when Houston went to the American League?
A lot.
Okay.
But so did the whole National League.
So there goes your theory.
So the whole National League.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem, and they don't have them to beat up anymore.
Nope.
Then again, neither does anyone else. But they're
but listen, of all the teams, the Pirates are the ones that needed the most.
No, that's for sure.
By the way, Tony, do you know who Houston's highest-paid player is?
I don't have the faintest idea.
He's on the Pirate team.
Oh,
Wandy.
You mean the shortstop?
What are they paying? $5 of his $8 million?
Wandy Rodriguez. Yeah, I believe they're paying $5 of his. Something along those lines.
And they don't have another player on the roster that they're paying $5 million to.
The great thing about the Pirates is their 2 highest paid players are Wandy and AJ Burnett, and the Yankees and Astros are paying $13.5 million of their salary.
Wow.
So the Pirates' payroll is $76 million.
Yeah.
They're only paying 63 of it.
Yeah, because everybody else is picking up.
Right. Nice work if you can get it, I guess.
Well, I guess that goes in their pocket.
Exactly.
They could have went on and got one player for $13 million.
Sure they could.
But he has to have Tommy John surgery first if it's a pitcher.
they said that.
Gotta have that.
They said that the other night to Blast said, why don't we just say about the guys that never had it rather than talking about the guys that have?
There wouldn't be very many.
Exactly.
Not very many. But, hey, It's going to be another great year, brother. I am starved for baseball, but
I am too.
I can't find it. I mean, I could find a good Legion game and some good little league games, and that's where the kids deserve to have a crowd, and they never do. Sometimes the parents don't even go to the games, and that's heartbreaking. But,
that is bad.
You could go around and find a good game, and you know what? It ain't going to cost you an arm and a leg, and you're not going to come home mad. And
I'll tell you what, you got high school teams, Borough
that's what I
boys
mean.
and girls
You got high
still
school,
in
you got
action.
Legion,
I will
you
watch
got
the Borough
Colts, you got.
JVs.
You got a lot of ball games you could go to,
do.
and if you want to give them a donation, I bet they'd be glad you walk up to the bench and flip them a 20.
Or get involved. If you want to coach or help out, you can always use help and use people to help out the kids.
Well, I did that for over 40 years.
Exactly. Well, that's what I mean.
Those days I couldn't coach today. Not the way the kids are.
Well, you can. Yeah, I know.
But you know whose fault that
It
is.
isn't their fault. You know that.
Tony, it's your fault because you're not there.
No, it isn't my fault. I was
Sure it
there,
is.
when I thought they were, but they weren't. They were pretty good considering what's today. But you know what?
Tony, I can remember
if a kid
when,
has a chance in anything, it has to start at home.
when my kids played Little League Baseball. We're going back to the mid-'70s,
Mm-hmm.
up through maybe the early '80s. I'm trying to remember.
This is my era.
Yeah, and there were so many kids out that they had to have like 12 minor league teams.
And we had
of
8.
Oh yeah,
We had 8
I know.
major league teams.
8 major league.
and
Now
they
they're
can't field-
struggling
they
to
can't-
get kids to sign up.
We had 8 major league teams, and now they can't field 2.
Heck, high school can't even field basketball teams. They got to forfeit games.
Oh, I know. Tell me
That's
about it.
that's the pity part of it
That
all.
is bad.
But hey, I'll tell you, when I was coaching one time, this kid car pull up, out he goes. The parents went to the bar. Never seen him play, so he hit a home run. And I come back a couple of days later we played, and he was down. I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "Well, I hit a home run, and none of my family was around, and I don't know if I feel like playing anymore." I said, "Well, you just wait here." And I went over to the bar because it was close to the field. And I walked in.
Like you needed
and
an
I-
excuse.
And I seen him, and I said, "You know what? You should be ashamed of yourself." "Why?" I said, "Your son hit a home run." He said, "Oh, yeah, he told us." "Oh, he told us. You should have been there to watch him." Now he wants to quit. "What do you mean he wants to quit?" "Yeah, and I don't blame him." I said, "You know what? Kids are bad." And I walked out and went over. Guess what? They followed me over to the field. And they came to every game after that. But
I was the opposite. I used to like the parents that dropped the kids off and left. They didn't give me any grief.
well, hey, believe me, anybody that knew me, nobody gave me no grief. I made sure right off the bat, and I taught my boy the same way. The coach. I said, "Hey, you're over here. You're volunteering your time. They don't
That's
like
right.
that. They can come across the line." So, but hey, that's all. Hey, now what Steeler came back to the Steelers today?
Oh, the triumphant
Gay?
return
Had
of
to be
William Gay. Yeah, I mean, my
I
goodness.
figured that.
I mean, why didn't we all think of this?
I figured. No, I thought about it right away as soon as I heard he was cut. I said, "He'll be back here.
Oh,
He'll be back." Oh,
That's the
geez,
best we
am
can
I
come up
happy?
with. Hopefully,
Another guy to get beat to death.
hopefully this doesn't mean that Keenan Lewis won't be back. But they said this is more of a reflection on what they think of Curtis Brown than it is what they think of their chances of re-signing Keenan Lewis.
No.
So, I don't mind having him there, and they're obviously comfortable with him because of he's not to start or anything, but to play in the nickel or play in the dime defenses, and look at the situation they were in when Ike Taylor went out, and they were playing and these guys that were in there, the Josh Victorian guy was out there, and it wasn't a pretty picture. I mean, Tony Romo, we made Tony Romo look like Roger Staubach that day because of that. So,
Well, what's that tell you? Somebody, whoever's picking these draft choices, especially in the third, fourth, fifth rounds, are lousy picking them.
Yeah.
They're lousy.
Yeah.
I mean, we get a guy, we pick him, and he stays on at the practice squad for 4 or 5 years, and then he tries to come up, and then we cut him. It's just a waste of money. I mean, they don't go out and try to get. I don't know. I just.
All right,
I
Tony.
just give up. I give up.
Tony,
on
we're
it
gonna
anymore.
add
It devolves
on.
your mind, and you know what? And then they're $30 million over the cap.
not anymore. They aren't.
No, I'm just saying.
They fixed
You know what? At one time they used to call Steelers cheap. All right.
Not anymore.
Now we're $30 million over the cap, but we pay for garbage.
And we went 8-8. Yeah.
Yeah, with garbage. Oh well. Hey.
Tony, we're going to jump to your trivia, and I'm going to try to get you. I'm going to include this T-shirt if you're a winner, along with from Liberty Tax in Natrona Heights.
My taxes are already in. I'm waiting for my
Well,
check to
you
come
can
back.
still get the T-shirt, okay?
Okay,
He's
give me a
waiting for his
T-shirt. That's
taxes
fine.
to get back.
That's right. He's
All right,
Okay, give that coupon to the next caller.
It's golf
right.
money.
Okay.
All right.
What do you want to do, Big Tone?
Oh, come on now. Let's see. Grand Salami number 5.
All right.
Give it to Mike. Mike's got to give me a winner sooner or later.
All right, let's have it.
Still rooting against you, Tone.
I'm not. All right, here we go,
Last
Tony.
week you was rooting for me. Now you're rooting against me. What is
And
this?
I
Every other
want the
week?
guys in the audience, by the
I
way,
have
to
talk
think
to your
of an
wife
answer.
about you. I don't know.
Here we go.
All right.
Name the only major league pitcher to win 15 games in a season 17 consecutive times. The only pitcher to win 15 or more games 17 consecutive seasons.
17 years in a row.
Wow.
Wow is right. Wow, that's a toughie. 17 games. How about, let me see, 17. How about Jim Palmer?
Jim Palmer's not the answer, and it's not it. But here's what I'm going to do. You're going to get the. If you get it after I give you this hint, we'll still give you the T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
He's still pitching?
He's not still pitching, but he's
Oh.
not in the Hall of. He's in.
Oh,
the,
he's got to be out 5
he's
years,
in,
right? Or
He's in
whatever.
purgatory.
Oh, he's in
Now, just for the heck of it, can you guys in the audience think of who that might be? You're right.
Greg Maddux, it is. That is the answer.
You know what? That was my first thought. And I
What a
said,
great. I mean, seriously.
Greg
what a,
Maddux.
What a great pitcher, but it never translated
yeah.
to postseason with that guy. Did you ever notice that? Smoltz was the guy they always carried the load once they got into October. But Maddux always kind of fell off a little bit. But
He was
a great
steady,
pitcher. He was
steady.
one of the greatest right-handed pitchers I've ever seen.
And the only
yeah.
one that's ever done it, Tone.
That's amazing.
Well, you know what? They said they really stretched the strike zone for him, you know?
You remember the trivia question we had? What two Braves hit home runs for 17 consecutive seasons? And remember, somehow you were thinking it was Eddie Matthews.
I said Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews, I
Yeah,
said, didn't I? Yeah.
and it turned out to be Warren Spahn.
Warren Spahn.
He
Yeah,
had at
Warren
least
Spahn.
one home run for 17 years. He and Henry Aaron are the two. Anyway, Tony, we got to run, babe.
Thanks,
Bye now.
Tom.
All right, a commercial break. We're coming back. We'll continue. And Paul awaits on the other line when we return. And Tony, good try on the trivia, but no go. We'll be right back. Since 1914, people in the local area have relied on the Resevich family in deepest time of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley. Its reputation and unquestionable service speaks for itself. Now the proud tradition of service continues with a fourth generation. The Resevich family serves the AK Valley from two locations, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road, Lower Burrell. Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Felderelli Square.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Tower Auto Sales in Blawnox, 3 indoor showrooms. It's a full-service facility with an experienced staff, and they feature all makes and models, Lexus products included. Tower Auto Sales, just buy it. Call their general manager, Mike Fanto, the big guy, and just buy it. 428, I'm sorry, where'd that area code come in? 412-828-6202. Sorry about that, Chief. Can we have the cone of silence fall upon us? All right, Paul is up next. Paul, how you doing? And by the way, Paul won one of these. Paul, have you tried on your T-shirt yet? Is Paul there? We're trying, Paul.
Have we lost him?
Paul,
Talk, Paul.
Hello.
There you are.
have you tried on that T-shirt you won?
Surprisingly, it fits.
It surprisingly it fits.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I've worn it about 3 times now.
All right, congratulations.
There we go.
So how's everyone tonight?
Everybody's good.
Very well. How about you?
Good. I had a comment on the NHL realignment.
Yeah, I hate it.
I
Go
think
ahead.
in a way, I think it's good because you'll play everyone at least twice. You won't play the team just one time a year, and just one time. I think it's a league. I think you should play at least, even teams out west, like at least twice.
Right.
Just my opinion, and of course, you'll see more different matchups, and more of the West Coast will see Crosby and Malkin and Ovechkin and whoever, from the other conferences. So in a way, I think it's a good thing, but I can see where...
Like interleague play.
No, I don't like it. But I think it's a good thing because I was getting tired seeing the same old matchups, in hockey. Now it's, you're going to see more of the other teams come here and vice versa.
Well, the way it is now is still you play everybody at least, you play everybody at least once, I guess. I guess you didn't play them twice, but I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with the current setup that they have to change it.
Why are they complaining about traveling? I mean, they're making all that big money. I mean,
Detroit, especially. This is basically they're changing the whole setup just to make Detroit happy. Is basically what this is all about. Because Columbus can complain all they want. You're Columbus. Shut up and make the playoffs once. I mean, I don't care what Columbus has to say. You're lucky you even have a team, and we're lucky we don't contract you next Thursday while the season's still going on. So that, what Columbus has to say, I could care less. But Detroit is the one that's causing the stink about this. So instead of just taking Winnipeg and moving them to the west and taking just even Detroit, frankly, and moving back to the east, if they're a member of good standing in the NHL, why don't we just do that? But no, we have to reinvent the wheel.
Isn't Phoenix supposed to move to Quebec, or rumors about that?
Well, that's the other thing, and now I'm also hearing that that you may see expansion here in the near future to the Western Conference, adding 2 more teams that'll give you 8 in each division conference, whatever they want to call it. So, I hate the way they want to do the playoffs. As a matter of fact, I wrote down the other day and took what would be the 2 Eastern divisions. The one that includes the Penguins, for sake of argument, we'll call it the Patrick. And the one that includes Boston and Buffalo, for argument, we'll call it the Adams. The Adams division would have 5 teams in the playoffs, and the Patrick division would have 3 teams in the playoffs. Okay, fine, because they're going to take 2 wild cards. When I did this one day last week, the 6th place team in the Adams division, who will not make the playoffs, had more points than the 3rd place team in the Patrick division that would. So you're right back to that again that they tried to get away from all those years ago back in the 80s when the divisions played and you had to come out of the division to make the to continue on, and you played in your division until a division champion was crowned in the playoffs and through. You're right back to that again where one year the Penguins had 85 points and they sat and watched Hartford with 77 in the playoffs. And you're right back to the same thing again.
And didn't we have one year when there was a team that was actually under 500 that was in the playoffs?
Well, that used to happen all the time.
Yeah, always happened.
That always happened back in the 21-team league. I mean,
Right. Because they took 16 in the playoffs.
I can give you Minnesota in 81 and Vancouver in 82 made the finals with losing records.
Right.
So, I mean, that's how crazy. Of course, I love the hockey then. That game you saw in Montreal Saturday night, it reminded me of the 80s. I was all happy.
Yeah, I think the 91 Pens was like number 13 altogether at the end of the regular season.
They had a winning record, and they did win the division, but they were about 10 games over 500, and that was it. They did not. It wasn't like they had a 100-point season or anything like that. They turned it on at the end, put the pedal down, and got going.
Yeah, the expansion teams were supposed to be in Seattle, and they didn't know where the other site would be.
Seattle's building an arena now, but Johnny come lately. They let their basketball team go, and now they're going to build the arena. But I guess the new basketball team's supposed to move there. They're going to move Sacramento, I guess is what's going on now. So they're going to have a brand new building in Seattle, and they'll be ready to go. And I don't know where else they might want to go out there. Portland's always a possibility, but we'll have to see. I guess Quebec is wanting badly to get the Phoenix team to move there. So.
And do you think Pittsburgh would get an NBA team? I hear a few things about that.
I just don't know that there's enough
Right.
dollars to go around.
And the people that do
discretionary income for people to actually spend on all that.
And the people that do the studies before such a move is made determine how much money is in the pot and say, can we realistically get something out of it?
I mean, it's going to
decent out of it.
It would have to come from somewhere. I mean, somebody would have to lose out in this case. I don't know. The Penguins are solid right now, but they won't always be good. And we've seen that when they're not very good, that their attendance will drop. But I mean, are they going to take it from
how many
games
consecutive sellouts right now?
I don't know what the number is, but
isn't it in like 100?
It's over 100. Yeah. It is over 100. I do know that.
God bless them.
Which is pretty amazing. And that's not exactly peanuts you're paying to walk in there.
What is that? The Penguin sellouts you're talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's 200
and something. I think. That's amazing. I mean, if you think about it. But
even if you're in peanut heaven, you're going to.
Hey, when I was in high school, I used to take
a C note.
When I was in high school, I used to do my homework there with me and 5,000 of my closest friends.
And I used to have one-on-one conversations with Harold Snipes.
$6 balcony.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
Reading newspapers in the stands.
Exactly. Oh yeah, you definitely. They'd sell the paper. They'd be walking up and down the aisle selling the paper, and you'd always say, "Hey, what did the Penguins do?" And the guy would turn around and look at you for a second, like he was going to give you the answer, and it's like the game's going on right there. We're kind of making a joke. What's the final score? Oh yeah.
You ready for some trivia, Paul?
Yes, multiple choice, please.
You're up.
Oh, am I up?
Yes.
Okay, Paul, you've got question number one in the rotation that we do. So here we go. Who was the first National League pitcher to strike out 19 batters in a 9-inning game? Name the first National League pitcher to strike out 19 batters in a 9-inning game. It was either Don Drysdale, Steve Carlton, Warren Spahn, or Dwight Gooden.
Dwight Gooden.
Well, you're wrong there. Steve Carlton.
Okay, that was my second guess.
Well, okay. We'll try it again next week, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. And we do have another caller on the line. I think it's the limo man. Bruce, welcome to the show.
Robert?
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Huh?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Who was number 76 that played in the NFL in the 40s?
It's hard to understand you. You back up a little bit from your phone. And give me that again.
Who was number 76 who played in the NFL in the 40s?
Well, Sam, that would have been, I'm trying to think.
Big Daddy Lipscomb wore 76.
That wasn't, you're right, but that wasn't who I was talking about.
Okay.
All right, what team?
Cleveland Browns.
Luke Rosa.
Wrong.
Oh, gosh. How about Otto Graham?
No, he was
Wrong.
77.
Wrong.
Marion Motley.
Marion Motley.
That's a good
Remember.
one. He was a big back.
You know, today's press would have a field day with his name. His fan club would be called the Motley Crew.
They would be. That is correct. Vince Neil would be there. It would be great.
No, you'd be right. Motley's always wanted to be an NFL coach, and when he died in 1999 of prostate cancer, his dream was not fulfilled.
His drinking? What? Is it what he said?
What?
What did you say, the last part? His...
I said he always wanted to be an NFL coach, and he died in 1999 of prostate cancer, and his dream was not fulfilled.
Oh, his dream was not fulfilled. Okay, I got
Right.
you.
I see pilot Rob Barajas is now with the Diamondback. Is that a big joke?
They can keep him.
Forever.
Well, he's Kurt Gibson's problem now, right?
That's correct, and he can keep him.
And Michael Vick, staying in Philadelphia?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
At least for now.
And he is, I think, the quarterback who owns the all-time record for most
rushing yardage by a quarterback.
In the season.
Bobby Douglas had it. Oh, in the season?
Not in the game anymore.
In the season.
Yeah, it would have to be in the season, yes.
Who did it in the game?
Kaepernick did it in the playoff game.
Oh, that's right. Well, if you exclude...
Right.
Yeah.
And Steve Beston from Woodland Hills visited with the Steelers, but he did not sign yet.
Yeah, there's a knee issue there, Limo, that they were talking about, and he may actually have to have some sort of a knee procedure done, clean the knee out, because I'm not exactly sure that he passed the physical. And they said that they're not signing him yet, but they're not going to rule out the possibility of doing it at some point. And they're going to need another wide receiver, so I wouldn't be too disappointed if it were he, as it were. But
did you hear about the female that tried out for that one camp that they had?
yeah, she had 2 kickoffs
Yeah.
for a total of 32 yards.
But she had some health problems,
She
Michael.
had some health problems. Now I have no comment.
She probably had health problems because she didn't listen to the Bob Saturn Sports Show.
Be a problem, exactly.
And daylight saving time starts Saturday night, you know.
We mentioned that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. Spring ahead, fall back.
That is correct.
That is correct. You are right with it, Robert Cattern. And I
Right.
mentioned you, I was on 700 WLW, the Red Farm Radio the other night. I mentioned you.
By name or by website?
By name and by show.
No. Well, thank you. I hope I didn't cut you off.
Part-time commercials for the Red Farm Radio.
Awesome. The
Yeah.
Reds are in Arizona training these days. They are no longer in Florida. A lot of teams have moved west. They built a
Mike's
nice,
not too happy about that because he's still got a condo in Florida.
a beautiful condo.
You know,
in Florida.
there's great weather in Florida, but doesn't it rain less out
Not
west?
so good, 50 degrees here today.
It's been very cold in Florida too this past week. So. All right, Limo, are we ready for a question here?
Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, you got to watch Michael on Turner Classic Movies. An old friend of mine, Timmy Novak's going to be on, and my name is engraved in cement right next to hers in Nobbsville after the movie called Joey.
All right. Hope we got all that out there.
What
And
do you
she's married to a veterinarian.
want to do with the trivia?
I want to do multiple choice as always.
Okay,
Pull
Michael.
it up. Here we go, Limo. Let's get you a winner. Who scored the first 3-point field goal in NBA history? Was it Larry Bird, Chris Ford, Wes Unseld, or Gene Stump? The first 3-pointer in NBA history. Go ahead, Limo.
That Gene guy.
Gene Stump. That is not correct. It is not Gene Stump. The answer was Chris Ford, who I'm assuming, wave guys. Come on, we need waves. There you go. That's a wave out to Chris Ford, who had the first ever 3-pointer in NBA history. I'm assuming he did that while playing with the Boston Celtics.
Okay. Hey, Bruce, thank you for the
Thanks,
call.
Limo.
Man, I got 3 new listeners for you.
Go ahead.
The Long Drive in Deepwood, Fairfield, and this one is for Tom Durham, his wife Susie, who teaches at the Votech in Fort City, and his son Josh, who's a big tennis player.
Okay, good.
Excellent.
Thanks,
Limo.
Bruce. All right, we'll take our next commercial break, and we shall return. We got some folks in the audience. Do we have another caller?
Okay.
Mark Corey. Oh gosh, Mark is on a break.
Right.
He's on a work break. Let's. Do we have time to talk to Mark before we go to the break? Okay, let's do Mark. I don't want him to get in trouble with his boss. Hey, Mark, how you doing, babe?
Good evening, fellas.
Hi, Mark.
I just wanted to say we had a great time. I redeemed the one prize for the Creighton Hotel in Bob's hometown.
My hometown, the Creighton Kid.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell them I was going to mention it on the air that, yeah, we had a good fish dinner.
They make it's awesome at the Creighton Hotel.
My favorite Creighton Hotel is the Reuben. They have a great Reuben.
They do. My wife enjoys
Can't have
that.
can't have that on Friday, but
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm old enough. I'm allowed meat, but I still like fish anyway.
there you go.
Did anybody talk about the Borough basketball?
Not yet, and
We have
I'll
not
tell you
we
what.
have not got into that.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
I mean,
We do a
now
local
they still
show.
have a chance for the states, I guess, correct?
Yeah, they will play. They will play Bishop McCourt at Gateway High School on Saturday afternoon at 4:30. So at least it's local. And the girls will be playing Bellwood Antis at Plum on Friday night at 6 o'clock. As we mentioned, that game is at Plum, and the boys will be playing at Gateway on Saturday, the girls on Friday. So both of the games are local. You can get to them.
Mike, do you recall who Bishop McCourt lost to in the semis?
I have no idea who they played. They, I think they're District 6.
I wonder if it was...
I think they're District 6, so I don't
Oh,
know. Well,
okay.
they probably won.
All
I'm not even sure what number they were. They're 18-8. Girls 19-7. But,
Is District 6 towards Johnstown or something? Or
yeah,
Erie?
it is. It's Johnstown area.
Johnstown,
And,
okay.
Yeah, I went to the game Saturday. It was something. With that Beaver Falls team, I've seen a lot of basketball this year. That's the best team I've seen, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And that includes strong AAA teams that I've seen.
What wasn't someone saying Burrell scored more points than they thought they would against them? The other teams were scoring less than 30 or something?
Well, they held them down. I mean, frankly, the 61 is the lowest amount of points I think that Beaver Falls has scored the entire playoffs. But it was also the largest margin of victory in WPIAL championship history. It was the biggest blowout ever.
Wow.
And, you know, it was 24-2 at one point. I think it was 18-2 after the first quarter. And the pressure just gave them fits, and they just weren't. I mean, this team was athletic from beginning to end. They ran 7, 8, 9 guys at you, and each one was as athletic as the next guy. And they pressed you all over the court. They pressured you even in your half-court offense. It was tough. I mean, the Burrell team likes to be patient, but they forced the issue and made it very difficult.
Well, hopefully they have a chance at least for this. I mean, if you're going to have your one of your worst games, at least you have another chance to redeem yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And look, it's only the second time that Burrell's ever been to the championship game, and so that's
just
something.
Even though I'm from New Canton, wishing them luck.
Exactly.
All right,
Okay,
Mike.
I guess I better get going. I'll go for multiple choice.
Okay, it's my turn. Okay, Mark, name the only pitcher who had 20 strikeouts in a 9-inning game twice in his career. You got the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Here are the choices: Bob Feller, Nolan Ryan, Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson.
How about Bob Feller?
No, it was Roger Clemens. Clemens did it 10 years apart,
Yes, he did.
1986, 1996.
For some reason, I happen to have that up here. I was looking at
really?
Yes, I was I was looking at the Steve Carlton one. He did it against the Mariners in '86, and he did it against the Tigers in '96. 10 years
okay.
apart.
Well, at least I'll have a chance next time. Good,
All right.
we'll talk to you next week if I get a chance.
Thanks,
Okay.
Mark.
All right,
Okay,
Mark.
take care. Bye-bye.
All right, break time. We're coming back. Stay aboard.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services. Putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My first book on sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com, where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys Lower Burrell. And for Matteo's, what else can I say? Boy, the quality menu items that they've got are just, I think people go there to eat because they just enjoy the good food. I mean, as it should be, but it's not so much quantity, it's the quality.
So check them out, folks. Mattio's Pizza and Subs. They've got the greatest going for them up at Brackenridge Heights. Give them a call, 724-904-7312. We're back, and now who do we have? We're going to go to the studio audience, and Jim is at the podium.
Hey, guys.
All right, Jim, how you doing?
What's going on?
Not too bad.
I think-
First off, love the show.
Thank
That's
you.
been done. That's been done. Anyhow, first question, World Baseball Classic. Is the USA in that?
Is anyone paying attention? If the World Baseball Classic fell in a forest and nobody was there to hear it, would it make a sound? I'm paying no attention.
Okay. Anyhow, we'll go back to hockey then.
Do it.
What do you think of the Penguins' defense?
They have one?
Well, I think basically if they stayed home and got the puck out first before everybody taking off out of the zone, that would probably help a little bit and make Thomas Vokoun look a little better.
Well, I think Thomas Vokoun needs some help, but I'm one of those guys that think, and I'm likening this team a lot to what we had in the 90s. And in those years, they looked like they looked on Saturday a lot. And they would have 7 to 6 games, and they would happen, and you would deal with them. And when the playoffs came, and you got maybe to the end of March, and it was nearing time to get to the playoffs, they'd flick the switch, and they'd pay a little bit more attention to their own defensive zone. And I really think that that's going to happen. I worry when they're not scoring goals. That's what worries me more than anything. So if they continue to score goals, if they do well on the power play, and I really think that they'll just pay more attention to it. But it's the same thing you said. They're flying out of there. Especially Saturday.
What they call them, guys on crack. But anyhow.
Exactly.
I don't want the bad. I like the goals like you. I do like the goals being scored. I do like those high-flying games. I mean, they're real entertaining to watch. I don't want to go back to Kevin Constantine's style of defense.
Or even Mike Therrien, for that matter.
Yeah.
There's got to be
happy medium.
Exactly, and really that's why they won the Stanley Cup, is because they found that happy medium. Right. They just came off of Therrien, who had taught them all the defensive principles, and Bilesman took the reins off a little bit. But I think they've gone too much in the other direction. I'll agree to that. But it's like you said, it's nothing. A little bit of goaltending won't help too, because when Fleury's in the nets, they don't look like that.
No.
We hear sometimes talking about the puck east to west versus north to south. The more north and south you go, the less turnovers you've got. And is this happening?
They do a little too much east and west, I believe. They did well, he taught one and up, one pass up.
Oh, here's the other thing I noticed too, that there's video on everything. They're being scouted. That Niskanen gave one away the other night that was just the classic. They like to pass it they like to get it out and go defense to defense and then work it up.
Right.
He sent one across the middle, and there was a guy there waiting for it, walked right in at a breakaway. And it's like, okay, now you're being scouted. It's time for you to adjust coaching-wise to something like that. It's like, if there's going to be a guy waiting in the middle for the one defenseman to pass it over to the other defenseman, how about you skate it up then? There's no law against that either. I mean, you could get the center red and dump it in if you want. But that's me. I think it's more of the thing. I think it's more of that they need to pay more attention to it, and they need help back there. I mean, it's a personnel issue too. They need at least one bigger guy back on the defense that's going to knock you around a little bit and be a little bit of an agitator. And we talked about this the other night, and I'm not necessarily advocating this, but I'm wondering about it. When they won the Cup in '92, and they traded Paul Coffey to Philadelphia and got Shel Samuelson and Rick Tocchet, and along with Mark Recchi, is that trade available to them now, and would they do that? And meaning, would they trade Chris Letang and a forward for the equivalent of Shel Samuelson and Rick Tocchet? Because I think that makes them a better team.
Yeah, just like the Coffey trade, that would be an unhappy trade.
It would be, and I hated it too. And still to this day, I say the same thing. But guess what? They won the Stanley Cup. Make them right and me wrong.
Absolutely.
And that's really all that matters. And it would be unpopular, but you got to remember, Letang's going to be a free agent. He's already pretty much let it be known that he wants to see what's out there for him before he wants to get the free agency. He wants to play in Montreal. They'd pay him a lot of money to do it. So it's just something to think about. Sometimes you have to be proactive. They had to do it with Stahl.
Are we gonna get Subban?
I said, that's what my buddy said. And I said, absolutely not. And then about 5 minutes later, I said, maybe. And then about 5 minutes later, it was like, why not? You know, so it's whatever's available. But it's just a thought. Like I said, I wasn't advocating it, and I hadn't got much into it, but it could happen. I mean, it could happen.
Yeah. Jim, let's try to get your prize. And by the way, as one of the hot dog guys, spill the beans on when you're going to Tarentum.
We're actually looking at April 2nd.
That's a Monday?
That's a Tuesday.
Tuesday, right.
We can cruise out April 1st and then turn around and leave just for, April Fool's Day.
Just to make every pass.
Don't fool anybody.
Don't do that.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I'll do trivia. I mean,
multiple choice?
multiple choice, thank you.
Okay, you don't want to go for the big
No.
Big Apple? Okay.
I'm 0 for 3 on multiple choice.
Is it your turn?
I believe it is my turn.
Okay.
I believe you had more.
All right.
Here we go, Jim. Name the first coach to take 2 different teams to the Super Bowl. Don Shula, Bud Grant.
I'm sorry.
Let me read them all. Don Shula, Bud Grant, Dan Reeves, Weeb Eubank. And you were saying?
Don Shula.
That is absolutely correct. We have a winner. Don Shula is the answer. He took the Baltimore Colts to Super Bowl III, and they were unceremoniously dumped by Joe Namath and the Jets.
Correct.
And then he obviously a few times with the Dolphins and was a winner there. So Don Shula is the answer. Great job.
Hey,
thank you,
congrats. Appreciate it. And Chris, you're up next here from the audience participation. Welcome back here to the studios.
Doors revolving. Hi, Chris.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing today, Bob and Mike?
Good. We're doing okay.
My question to you is, doesn't it seem obvious that Pittsburgh's being charged with the most head injuries and also hits in football? Head injuries in hockey, and seems like the hits, because James Harrison is the one that kicked it off for the hits in football. And obviously Sidney Crosby had the concussion, now we got Malkin. Okay.
Well, are you saying that we perpetrate those hits?
Yeah, it seems to be. We're perpetrating that, and we're also the leader in the concussions, because it's,
okay.
it's ironically 2 years in a row.
I'm not keeping score.
No, other teams have them too. I don't, I think the Steeler thing's been well documented, and I think they've been picked on a lot too, but.
Including, who was the
James
reporter?
Harrison and Ryan Clark.
Who was the reporter we were listening to offline before the show started?
Who was that? I can't even remember.
Oh, gosh.
But anyway, yeah, so they, I don't know. I think that actually, Letang had a concussion last year too, Chris, by the way, if we're keeping score on Penguin concussions. His was pretty bad, and they handled that pretty badly. I think a lot of the problem is that recognizing these concussions and treating them properly, and hopefully they've done this one with Malkin right. He's going to play tonight against Tampa, and hopefully he's well enough to be back out there. And we talked about this before the show. And Chris Asg, I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't know if it's a good enough time to get him back out there or not. But if the doctors clear him and the impact test is cleared and everything is clear, then he should play.
So there shouldn't be any symptoms upcoming? I mean, hopefully if the doctor cleared him, there shouldn't be anything coming up.
Well, they said that he's been symptom-free for over a week. And, I mean, they said he never had headaches. He never had headaches, but he was disoriented. It's like, well, when you're playing all season with Zach Boychuk and Eric Tangradi, you'd be disoriented too. So I guess he's fine.
I just think it's like pick at Pittsburgh. Every time there's a head injury, it seems like lately.
The head injury capital of the world.
Pretty much.
Jackie Gleason. Oh, no.
Okay, may I have multiple choice, please?
Okay.
Multiple choice it is.
My turn or yours?
Yeah,
okay. It's me.
It's you.
Question 5. Name the only special teams player to be selected as a Super Bowl MVP. All right? And your choices are Doug Bryan, John Taylor, Lee Johnson, and Desmond Howard.
I'm going to say John Taylor.
And Chris, you're wrong. It happened to be Desmond Howard.
Okay.
And I was rooting for you.
Okay. Oh, well, what are
I
you going
want
to do?
Tony to know.
Now you can see Desmond Howard every Saturday on College Game Day on ESPN.
Okay. We're going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to be coming back to another.
So look how disappointed he is out there. It's like, you'll be good. You'll be good.
Won't be long.
And I'm going to get to Brian Cashman when we come back, too, because this is great. Stay tuned for Brian Cashman news, the general manager of the Yankees. You guys are going to love this.
All right. We'll be right back, folks.
380 Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380 Murraysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380 Murraysville.
Why do Arnold Furniture's customers continue to come back year after year? Maybe it's the personal touch that the Miller family has provided since 1975. Maybe it's the prices that are consistently lower than the competition. Or how about the selection? 4 floors of living room, dining room, recliners, bedding, accessories, and so much more. Plus free local delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old furniture guaranteed. The choice is obvious. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
Max and his son made their way homeward bound when mischievous rain dropped down, down, down. Safety was threatened by every roguish drip. They slipped and slid. They couldn't get a grip. Then along came the Michelin Man, reminding them the right tire changes everything. Stop up to 31 feet shorter than a leading competitor with the new Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. When you're shopping for a pre-owned vehicle, you've got the best in product, the best in selection, the best customer communication, most important, best service after the sale. Tower Auto Sales in Blawnox. Just buy it. Get a hold of Mike Fanto at 412-828-6202. Just buy it at Tower Auto. Where's my pen?
Good question. Let me talk about Brian Cashman real fast before we go to Paul.
Yeah.
The Yankee general manager, Brian, it's been a bad spring for the Yankees. They're already without Derek Jeter, who broke his ankle in the playoffs, and he still hasn't come back yet.
Ooh.
Curtis Granderson got hit on the arm with a pitch the first weekend and broke his arm.
Right.
And now today, Yankees general manager Brian Cashman broke his leg and his ankle skydiving for charity. He's a daredevil. Wow. That's what they said. I think he's stupid, but that's a different story altogether. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane? I'm completely lost here. So now I don't know. Is he going on the DL? Is
engine number 1's out. Well, we've lost engine number 2.
Can we backdate the disabled list for general managers now? Can we do that, Brian?
Right.
I'm sure that'll just kill all the Yankee haters out there.
Let's get the other hot dog guy on here. Paul, how you doing?
Oh, really well, you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, what's first and foremost on your cranium?
What's on your cranium?
In the brain pan for me today is the Lingerie Football League. Pros or cons? Discuss.
Okay.
It's now the Legends Football League.
Okay.
They've changed the name. I'm looking at some pictures here, and I'm sorry, but I'm a bit distracted.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit. The Seattle Mist is the name of a team. The Seattle Mist. And apparently Pittsburgh is having a team. Is this true?
Yes.
I understand.
2014 they're talking about.
Oh, so they're not ready to go quite yet then. Now, where are they going to play?
Well, they always started in April, as I remember. Didn't they go like April?
Is the soccer team going to let them play on their field? They get a little bit. They get a little upset when the Passion wanted to play there. They don't want their soccer pitch.
Now, is the Passion still around?
Yeah, they're still around for all I know. This is a little bit different. They wear less here.
Oh,
yes, they wear less.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
The Legends Football League, yes. Plenty of legends there. I don't know. I can't imagine. But pro or con? Well, if it brings money to the city, pro. How's that?
Sounds good.
That's always my answer.
And this is probably something played in like an arena type thing where they're. Are we talking indoor, outdoor?
I've seen it outdoor.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never really seen a game, but they've been advertising or talking about it on TV. They've been discussing it on the news services about whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing for Pittsburgh. If it's going to be a specialized market or if it's going to be accepted generally. But
I've actually seen some of it, and I felt the need to study it for the show in case anyone ever brought up a question, and luckily you have. So now I feel like
you've accomplished your mission.
I've actually seen some of it, and this would be like around 1:30 in the morning after 1 or 2 adult beverages. Because sometimes it would be on at the bar late, and that's the only time. Seriously, it's the only time I've ever seen it. It was up there on the television, and it looked like football to me. if you could get around all the other stuff. I never quite got into strategy, though. I was too busy.
Well, blue-collar towns like Pittsburgh, Baltimore, I'm serious, would be prime markets for something like this.
Absolutely. So and apparently, as I'm looking here, they have 12 teams right now.
All right, give me the cities. Give Paul and I and
All right, okay. I'm going to look
us.
I'm
Give
going
us
to
the
throw the
cities.
schedule out here, and we're going to see what we can have here with the schedule. With the schedule
I'm
is
just wondering about the blue-collar.
Atlanta, Jacksonville, okay, Green Bay,
Ooh,
Seattle,
cheeseheads.
the Green Bay Chill. I'll have you know.
Ooh.
The Seattle Mist, the Jacksonville Breeze, and the Atlanta Steam. I like it when they have an S at the end. Okay, can we work on some of those? The Omaha Heart versus there's the Atlantic Steam again. The Chicago Bliss. I know that's the team that, when I was a kid, when George Halas ran them and they had those hats.
Yeah.
So that's just some of them. The Las Vegas Sun, gambling, of course, is very important to the league.
They're going to have a team out there.
Yeah, Cleveland. The Cleveland Crush.
There you go.
Cleveland Crush. So these are some of the squads. The Baltimore Charm. Isn't that nice?
Well, how many teams?
I'm sure Ray Lewis is going to show up.
15 or 16 teams already.
There's 12.
You got 12?
Yeah, I'm Philadelphia Passion.
Well, they're taking a name out of Pittsburgh for that.
Right. So this is it's the Las Vegas Sin.
Las Vegas.
Well, you know what? If we're going to do the profile, we got to get going because we have a time limit here. So
we have a time limit. We got to get a question, but that now. In the last 3 weeks, we talked about Bruno Sammartino. Somebody wanted to talk about wrestling and Bruno making the Hall of Fame, and now we've talked lingerie football.
So we've covered.
Thank God for the internet, or I'd have been in big trouble right then.
All right, Paul. Here we go. It's going to take about a minute or so to do. So let's see what we can do.
Rolling through.
I will say this: we're looking for the mystery profile. We're looking for the name of a baseball player.
Right.
He may not be active today. Then again, he may. But it's a player, and I won't go any deeper than that. But it's sponsored by Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Broadview Boulevard, Brackenridge Heights, 724-904-7312. Here's your first clue. If you get it right here, it's worth $100 in prizes, okay? Since the very first Major League Baseball All-Star game, I am the only league MVP who never played in an all-star game. Have any idea who that might be?
No.
That's amazing.
All right, for $75 in prizes. Number 2, I once worked as a TV analyst for the Detroit Tigers games. And we will accept help from the audience.
I will.
I can't think of his name.
I know it's not Euchre.
That's help? All right, you're going to go to number 3? Or
Number 3.
You don't want to take a stab at it?
I'm
Okay, let's go to number 3. Here's a good one. I once played for the Pittsburgh Pirates 1 season, and it's one of the 4 Major League Baseball franchises that I signed with. Played for the Pirates.
Is it Nellie King?
Nope.
Nope.
Let's go to number 4. When the Pirates released me, I retired, but then before the next season even got underway, the Detroit Tigers taught me into playing again, and I played 3 more years with Detroit.
I didn't think the Pirates should have got rid of the guy.
He owns a bar up in Bridge, doesn't he? Ambridge?
No, you're talking, no.
No, not him?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the Tinker Toy clue, which is worth something anyway. He is the current manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he is...
I'm completely lost. I'm sorry.
All right, we're running out of time.
Okay, I'm
Flip
lost.
over.
Go ahead.
Flip over all the cards. I was going to say Mr. Surf.
Kirk Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Hit that famous World Series home run.
He was here in '92, and they let him. I thought they should have kept him.
Folks, we got to run.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you so much for your participation.
bet,
Folks,
guys.
we got to go. Thanks for watching, and Thursday night's replay Back again next Monday night on streaming. I'm Bob Tattern.
I'm Mike Pavlik.
So long, everybody. Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Borough in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.